Good morning, ladies. Today we're going to be talking about keeping a quiet spirit. Elizabeth Elliot likes to say a quiet heart. And that's something that I have been really trying to practice lately. 1 Peter 3 and 4 says, "But let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious." In God's sight is very precious. Are you keeping a quiet spirit, ladies? Um, are you gentle when you're speaking? You know, there's so many cares of the world and things going on in your life can cause you to get very anxious, very nervous, um, have you worried about a whole lot of things that's going on. But God really wants us to learn to keep a quiet and a gentle spirit. And in keeping this quiet and gentle spirit, it helps keep the calmness in your home. It helps you, not just the calmness in your home, but it helps you in your body, in your own health and strength. Um, there's always gonna be cares. There's always gonna be difficulties. There's always gonna be situations and things to do. You know, me being a mom of 7 kids that I birthed, and now I also have 3 grandbabies living here in the home. And we still have 5 of our children, not counting my oldest daughter that's in and out sometimes, here living in the home, plus the grandbabies. And so it can be at times very difficult um, for me to be calm, to be quiet, um, to be gentle. But I'm practicing it. That is what I'm striving for. Um, I really I really have to strive to keep a gentle and quiet spirit, because it keeps the peace in the house. It really does. When I'm calm, then they're calm. I remember, as the kids were growing up, and when they were little, I always remembered training that I took when I was on a job before before I had all these kids and before I was married. It was a training, to be like an EMT, and it was like you have to remain calm when the patient or the person that is injured is panicking, and there's blood and there's the injury and stuff. You have to be calm and level headed, keeping your training in mind, what you need to do in order to assess the situation and to start the process of just trying to calm the patient and address the wound, address whatever is going on with them. But if you're hysterical and they're hysterical, nothing is going to get done. And it's the same thing in your home. You know, we talk about these difficulties and things, that we have with our kids and with our spouse, with our husband, and for us to go to the same level as the person, that is feeling out of control, feeling out of source, having a lot of feelings and emotions. Somebody has to be gentle. Somebody has to be quiet to listen. Somebody has to be kind. Someone has to be loving. Someone has to stop and say, we need to invite God into the situation. Somebody needs to be praying, whether in your head or out loud. Somebody needs to be inviting God into the situation, and cultivating, as a wife, a gentle and quiet spirit, consistently taking your deep breaths and inviting God into the situation. When you want to shout and yell, taking that deep breath to calm yourself down. That's what God requires of us. Calm yourself down, bring those chemicals and levels in your head down so that you can hear clearly what is being said, hear clearly what is going on, hear clearly to assess the situations as they come. Um, you know, I'm not saying it's easy, ladies, because it's hard for me too, but it's a practice. It's a practice in learning self-control, self-regulation, learning gentleness, learning how to be kind, learning how to be more loving, learning how to serve, learning how to sacrifice. It's all a practice because our natural nature is to protect and preserve ourselves. You hear me? Protect and preserve ourselves. That's our natural nature. Our body naturally kicks in to protect and preserve ourselves. But Jesus is teaching us something different. Jesus is teaching us that we need to look to him and we need to trust him in his way, which is to sacrifice and serve others. And it is not, it's not you being stepped on. A lot of people feel like, well, I'm not going to be treated that way. They're not going to step on me. They're not going to say that to me. I have feelings and emotions, and I'm going to tell them what I think about them. How does that help the situation? How does that heal the situation? How does that heal you? How does that heal that person? How does that represent Christ in the situation? How does all of that come together? You in your flesh, in yourself, in me, and I, and my, and I'm not. How does all of that frustration and that anger and that, in which turns into bitterness and resentment and all that stuff that just keeps bumbling up and no peace, how does that help you? I think we need to try Jesus' way. I think you need to start practicing being quiet and in the presence of God. Keeping a quiet, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart with the imperishable beauty. God says it's beautiful, of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. That's 1 Peter 3, verse 4. And then Psalm 46:10 says, be still. Once again, quietness, and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. God wants us to be still and trust him. Even 1 Thessalonians 4:11 says, and to aspire to live quietly and to mind your own affairs. That means stop getting in other people's business. And to work with your hands as we instructed you. Mind your own affairs. Sometimes we're trying to deflect on other people's business and their affairs because we don't want to deal with our own. Keep a quiet heart, a quiet, gentle, quiet spirit. It's a practice. It's a practice. That's my encouragement for you today, ladies, that God wants you to look to him to show you and teach you how to keep a gentle and a quiet spirit in your home, where you can deal with every situation and difficulty, no matter what it is, with peace, joy, and contentment as you look to God for all of your help, for all of your strength. And this is Rhonda with The Color of Marriage. I encourage you today to trust the Lord with your situation. I love you, sis. I'm praying for you. Take care now.